YouTube, what's up? This is my part 3 video to Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 Episode 2. I believe it's Season 3 Episode 2, titled The New Frontier. The reason why I'm in my room and more quiet right now is it is currently 12:56 a.m. So basically it's practically 1 a.m. right now, and of course everybody's home. I don't live alone. Everybody's home and sleeping for the most part. And I did say to the boo that I was recording, so yeah, he's off somewhere else. Anyway, he's off somewhere else so I could record. Anyway, it's my part 3. If I remember correctly, I left off with Strand back at the hotel, trying to convince Eileen to eat because she's been depressed, and she pretty much holed herself in her room ever since she stabbed Strand. And for some godforsaken reason, Eileen was acting super suspicious because, well, she apologized to Strand for what she did. That I wasn't very suspicious. I had a feeling she might do it sometime or later. But then she started acting suspicious when she asked Strand to fix her broken balcony door because the door's stuck, and because she wanted fresh air, which she could have easily done by just going out of her hotel room, going downstairs, or going somewhere else instead of her room. So that was highly suspicious that she wanted her balcony door to be fixed so she could open it. I had a feeling she might want to open it just to jump out, because if she just wanted fresh air, she could have easily just came out of her room. Anyway, Strand's taking care of the door and pretty much tells Eileen, he has hope for a new generation in this apocalypse, mainly because he delivered a baby beforehand. And Eileen becomes even more suspicious because she ends up giving a box to Strand that holds a key inside. And apparently it was supposed to be a wedding gift intended for her daughter and son-in-law. And she basically tells him there are no more generations out there. Because remember, like I said, Strand told her that he has hope for a new generation because he delivered a baby, and she's pretty much like, nope, there's no new generation. Goes through the now fixed balcony door and pretty much jumps off, right? Anyway, back at the camp with Alicia and Jake, because they lost the pilot lady. She got killed by infected when she was on watch. Alicia is all telling Jake, Luciana is now unconscious, right? And she's worried that they won't make it back to that ranch in time to save her, because she's unconscious now, right? So, they decide to carry her together, and some hours later, one of the guards at the ranch is looking through his binoculars, and he sees, I'm not sure if it's he or she, but the guard sees Jake and Alicia carrying Luciana toward the gate, right? And so Madison obviously is so happy, because she joyfully reunites with her daughter. But then she realized, she's looking for Travis. But then she realized, she falls to her knees with grief because she realizes that Travis must be gone because he's not there. Because all they see is Jake, Alicia, and Luciana, but no Travis, right? So instantly, she realizes Travis must be dead. And she pretty much falls to her knees in grief, and hang on for a sec, guys. Sorry, guys, I thought I heard something. Anyway, she obviously finds out that Travis did not make it, and that he's gone, dead. And so she falls on her knees in grief. And then Troy comes out and predicts that Luciana will soon die because she's unconscious, right? And he's like, might as well put her out of her misery before she turns, so he takes out his gun to put her down. And of course Nick, he's begs him not to shoot. But then Troy tries to explain to Nick that it's their policy to keep the dying patients out of the infirmary, because if they keep, and I understand that, because if they keep patients that are obviously going to die in the infirmary, they're just going to turn and kill everybody else, right? So they have a policy, don't keep the obvious dying patients in the infirmary. And pretty much Nick offers to be the one to kill Luciana, right? He offers it. And so Troy hands him the gun. which then Nick then turns the gun on Troy and demands to give treatment to Luciana, right? And Otto comes out of nowhere, in my opinion, and intervenes, and he agrees to treat Luciana in the infirmary if Nick hands back the gun, and provided if Luciana has a pulse, right? In which Nick complies, and Luciana is taken to the infirmary. And Madison, I feel so bad for her, because it's like, it's so not fair, because we already lost Travis's son. I know Travis's son was going a pretty dark-ass path. I mean, first, we lost Travis's ex-wife, who was the mother of his son. We lost her. Because if I remember correctly, didn't she get bitten? And then basically asked Travis to kill her without the son seeing it? Because she knew she was going to die because she was bitten or something like that. And then we lost the son pretty much off camera, because we didn't really see what happened to him until his 2 teenage companions showed up at the hotel. And we pretty much see a flashback on what happened to Travis's son, which is like, oh, he basically fell asleep at the wheel with his 2 little traveling companions sleeping in the back, and his legs were effed up, and the 2 traveling companions pretty much shot him in cold blood, right? And now we get Travis, who ends up getting shot by stray bullets coming at the helicopter, going up, most likely his side near his stomach, and through his neck, and basically falls out of the helicopter after that. And it's like, that whole entire family's gone. I was hoping at least one member of Travis's family, at least Travis from that family, would survive. Because we got everybody from Madison's family. We got Madison, her son, and her daughter. I was hoping, like, since we lost Travis's ex-wife, and then we lost Travis's ex-wife in the first season, and then we lose Travis's son in the second season, I was hoping at least Travis, from that particular family, at least Travis was alive. Because remember, like, Ophelia. Did we lose Ophelia? I believe Ophelia's mother was killed. Remember Ophelia's mother? And then we're not sure what happened to Ophelia's father. We're naturally assuming he's dead. But I did hear that the actor who plays Ophelia's father has signed on to be in future episodes. So either he's going to be in a flashback or he's legitly alive. But for all we know, from what we know, Ophelia is the only one alive. From what we know, we just saw her get captured in the last season. So I was just hoping at least one person from the certain Travis family was alive, because we lost the ex-wife, we lost his son. I was hoping at least Travis would be the last one from that family to survive, but apparently not. Anyway, Madison, she ends up grieving over Travis's death in private, like, even away from her own children. And, like, we see her, like, alone, like, what seems to be, like, an empty field right next to a tree, like, grieving in private for Travis. And Otto finds her. And he even offers his condolences, so I was kind of skeptic about Otto, but the fact that he seems more kind-hearted than his sons, especially Troy. But, in all honesty, when I look at all this family, Otto, Troy, and Jake, this is my list from insane to normal. From that order, I think that Troy is the most insane of the family. Otto is 50-50, he's in the middle, and I think Jake is the most sane one. This is just by my point of view. I think Troy is the most insane, Jake is the most normal, and I think Otto is, like, borderline. Because there's something about him that kind of, I don't know. I don't really see, I'm not really trusting him as I'm trusting Jake a little bit more, and I don't really trust Otto as much as I trust Jake. But at the same time, I'm not labeling him as insane like Troy. So he's there in the middle for me. But anyway, Otto finds Madison grieving by herself in private for Travis and sends his condolences, and then he gently asks her. I love the fact that despite the fact that she's grieving and he's offering condolences, he finds a way to pretty much set some rules on her, because he gently asks her to register that gun she stole from them, Because remember when Troy kicked Madison and Nick out of the truck and they were just standing outside the ranch. She revealed that she stole a gun from Troy's truck for, to defend themselves. And so he's like, apparently Otto found out about the gun and asked her gently to register the gun she stole from them. And I love the fact that, like I said, despite the fact that Madison's obviously grieving and Otto's trying to send his condolences, he manages to sneak a little bit of rules, the ranch rules, into the whole condolences, which I thought was pretty damn funny. But anyway, he gives this logbook. He's like, can you please register that gun you stole? And so she signs the gun to the logbook. And we see Nick standing by Luciana's side in the infirmary, and Alicia shows up. And Nick actually asks Alicia if she's okay, and Alicia finally breaks down. Because she's been stone-faced ever since the death of Travis, right? And the moment Nick consoles Alicia and asks if she's okay while he's standing by Luciana's bedside, she actually finally cracks and starts weeping over Travis's death, hugging her brother. And I thought it was a very sweet moment, and I was about to say, it's about damn time that Alicia, I know that Travis is not her real father, but it's the closest father figure you're gonna get. For me, my dad, he's on his third wife, right? And then my mom has a boyfriend, a long-time boyfriend she's had for at least 10 years. And my mom's boyfriend may not be my actual dad, but he's the closest father figure I have right now. And it's kind of like Travis. And so, may not be the real dad, but closest father figure you're gonna get, because her real dad did pass away, according to Madison. So it's I thought it was about damn time that she finally, started breaking down. If I was in Alicia's place, I'd probably break down faster than she did. Then again, I'm close to my mom's boyfriend, so. But anyway, I like the whole brother-sister moment there. And I was just happy that Alicia finally just break that stone face and cry over a father figure's death, right? And I'm worried about Luciana because she's still unconscious. So I hope she doesn't die. Anyway, back to Strand. Remember that little box with the key that Eileen gave? Apparently it's a car key, and it's like one of those automatic ones where you press a button and you hear a beeping noise or a light from the lights of the car, those kind of locks, auto lock. He presses it to find the car, and it was covered, and he's like, damn, my type of car, my type of color, right? So he starts the car in the hotel parking garage and drives off. And then we go back to Madison again, and she tells Nick and Alicia that they're going to make the ranch their home. And like I said, Madison's pretty much turning into Carol, because remember when I said that Carol was pretty much trying to fit in and telling Rick and Daryl, if they have to, they'll take over Alexandria? Madison pretty much tells the same thing to Nick and Alicia. This ranch is going to be our home, even if it means we have to take it over. So basically she's turning into Carol in this show, which is pretty freaking cool. Anyway, Alicia objects, saying that such a thing is insane, but Madison disagrees and says, it's our fate. And then she demands from Alicia to know how exactly Travis died, and we pretty much get cut off there. So it's interesting, I hope Luciana doesn't die. Where is Strand going? We don't know. R.I.P. to Eileen. And R.I.P. to Travis. And then Madison, she's literally turning into Carol. She basically told the same thing, Madison telling Nick and Alicia that they're going to make the ranch their home, even if it means if they're going to take it over, is just like Carol talking to Rick and Daryl, saying Alexandria will be our home, even if we have to take it over. It's basically the same damn thing. And they're doing the same thing. They're pretty much playing niceys and blending in. So it's pretty funny. Madison's turning to Carol. But anyway, this is my reaction rant to The New Frontier, which is episode 2 of season 3. Bye, BooTube.